Hey guys, Andy Tran here with the InnerBark Outdoors channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I try and do weekly videos on the outdoor survival, do-it-yourself, and reviews. And in this video, I wanted to give you guys a quick review of the X-Ring Armory RDS. RDS in this instance stands for Rail-Mounted Data System, not Red Dot Sight. And it's a really cool way for long-range shooters to keep their data on their rifle within view at all times. This is a really cool alternative to having it on your scope covers or mounted on your forearm on the inside, because sometimes it's just a little bit awkward to get that. Here inside of the eyepiece cover, it's a little bit of like a really close focus, so some guys that have trouble reading up close are really going to have a hard time reading that. And then if you're in a improvised position, you might not have access to view the inside of your forearm. So this is a really cool way to keep your data in view while you're on the scope. Once you're on the scope, the only thing you have to do is just move your eyes slightly to the side, and then you can read your data. And at just under 50 bucks, it's really worth checking out. So this is the X-Ring Armory data holder. This thing is pretty cool. It's inexpensive, which always for me is a plus. And it's a big breath of fresh air, considering that anytime you have any accessory in the long range shooting world, the cost goes up by a factor of 3 or 4. So it mounts to your rifle using a pick rail, whether that be on your fore end, your receiver, or on your scope mount. But it mounts like that. Has a few tension screws right here so that you can easily kind of tailor how much tension you want on there. And then also has this rotating feature as well. And for me, obviously you can tell by the way I have my data card inserted. I like to have my data card below sort of my field of view. That way it's not obstructed towards the top. What's great about this is that it's really easy to swap out cards. So, you know, for this elevation and temperature, this is what my data is for my 6mm Creedmoor. But say I wanted to ditch that, it's as simple as pulling it out, and then I can have a range card filled out for like a hunting spot that I'm at. So I can change the orientation. It's really quick and easy. And you know, you can see based on the way I like to organize my stuff, 650 yards, 600, 550, 575, 400, and 325. I'll have my bullet drop here. So at 400, it's 1.5 mils. And with the 5-mile-an-hour wind, it's going to be a 0.4 mil hold. There's a couple guys that have had these that have complained about the card holder stretching out over time. It was kind of on them because they were stuffing this thing with, you know, 3, 4, 5 cards, and obviously it just stretches a little bit. And so what I do is I maybe stick 1, maybe 2 in there, and the rest I keep in my pocket and then go through it like a Rolodex. The only issue that I have with this is that this is not fully enclosed. So I guess what you could do is put your own like miniature piece of whiteboard right there and then go solely off of a grease pencil. The only problem with that is that, you know, in order to write data on it, you have to be at your rifle. If you're at a competition or someplace similar, that might not be a luxury that you have because of firearm safety considerations. I like this. You can put cards in there. If it's really wet outside, you can either flip it upside down so the rain doesn't travel into the pocket, or you can get right in the rain paper and then don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But since this little film is easily wipe offable, we can take a grease pencil and say we have a target at 300, we can kind of just underline that. Say we have another target at 5, and then we have a really far target out there, and let's say that's at 900. And that way you can kind of highlight the data that you are concentrated on and not be worried so much about the rest of the stuff. For how inexpensive it is, I'm surprised that these don't pop up on a lot more weapons that I see either on the gun range or at competition. I think that it's a little bit better of an alternative than, you know, keeping the data on your forearm, because, you know, if your forearm is, you know, holding your scope, maybe it's back here at your rifle stock, you might not always have access to view your forearm, but this is always going to be there, and it's always going to be on your rifle. So you're not going to forget it at home, you're not going to forget it in your range bag or in your vehicle. So put it on your weapon and then stow it out of the way if you don't need it. So that is the RDS by X-Ring Armory. This is a really cool piece of kit for a long range shooter. Like I said before, whenever you tack on long-range shooting onto any firearm accessory, the cost factor goes up significantly. And the fact that they weren't inclined to make this cost $75 or more, to me, is a really big steal. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and message me directly or comment right down below. I always try and answer those things. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And also check out my Facebook page, Instagram, and other social media. It really helps me know that these are the kind of videos you want to see. But as always, take care out there. Bye.